So tariffs are obviously in the mix right now, but we also know that a number of countries, the game plan here is to get to trade deals. How do you think that shakes out? Do you think this ultimately, maybe looking to the end of this year or the end of this term for this president, that we actually end up in closer alliances with some of our trading partners than we have?
We did a little bit of too much everything everywhere all at once, so it's hard to step back from that and finish. I think the best we can hope for, and we should hope for, and I think I see them doing this, which is to finish, maybe there's 15 important ones, finish them. There'll be agreements in principle. They will not be trade agreements, but agreements in principle, at least give you a framework to get things done, and hopefully they could do some in July, August, September, October, November. I would engage with China. I just got back from China last week. They're not scared, folks. This notion they're going to come bow to America, I wouldn't count on that. And when they have a problem, they put 100,000 engineers on it, and they've been preparing for this for years. But we should engage. And when we do these trade agreements, the most important part is not, making TVs or making furniture or T-shirts or sneakers. It should be the stuff that relates to national security. Okay, that's rare earths, medical, pharmaceutical ingredients, penicillin, and it's things which closely relate to national security. Maybe AI, narrowly done. The chips you hear reading about. And then things which I think are very unfair trade, where they might be using merciless behavior to dominate global industries. That is the stuff of war, by the way. If you read all history, that is what started it. And that might be cars, batteries, solar panels, stuff like that. That we should do with their allies. It's not going to do America a great job if we come and hold it off, but we don't stop them, beggaring thy neighbor or beggaring Europe. So we have to be we should be doing some of that with their allies.
What you're getting at is
and our allies need our help, by the way. They know they need to do some of these things, and some of them won't be able to do it without us.
There's this expanding intersection between industrial policy in this country and national security, which sort of gets at what you're talking about with some of these different industries. And it's spanning the last couple of administrations. Everybody devils in the details in terms of how the policies shake out across administrations. But I guess to that point, do we need to rethink what constitutes national security?
I wouldn't rethink it. We know what constitutes national security. We need, I was saying we shouldn't be stockpiling Bitcoin. We should be stockpiling guns, bullets, tanks, planes, drones, rare earths. We know what we need to do. This is not a mystery.
Did you say stockpiling Bitcoin?
I said we shouldn't be stockpiling Bitcoin.
Oh, it shouldn't be. Okay.
We should be stockpiling bullets.
Okay.
The military guys tell you that, if there's a war in the South China Sea, we have missiles for 7 days. Okay, come on. I mean, we can't say that with a straight face and think that's okay. So we know what to do. We just got to now go about doing it. Get the people together, roll up our sleeves, have the debates, do some privately, do some publicly. JPMorgan is going to publish we call it the Defense Action Forum, something that shows we don't leave excess surplus production capability for missiles or bullets or bombs. We don't have a military that can flexibly move money from. You see how quickly the software and hardware they need changes. So the military can't have a 30-year program. They've got to be able to cancel that drone program, build up that drone program, hire this person to do the software. We have to allow them to do multi-year budgeting. We essentially don't. The military tells me it costs them $50 billion a year, and we have to spend more. I mean, so I can go on and on and on. We're going to lay out all these things and hopefully help. Just get going there. I think they know, by the way. I think all of us in this room know about this. It's just now we have to do it.
When you talk about spending more, a lot of focus on the
I'll add one of the things that is important. I know, Jason, you've done, I don't know if he's in the room, has done a great job getting this one big bill through. The American people, okay, they know that when they see money going to Washington, D.C., and you could be a Democrat or Republican, my most liberal elite Democrats, I always ask them, do you personally believe that sending another $1 trillion down to D.C. is going to make the country better? Do you think it's going to be used for good stuff, or is it just going to go to the interest groups? But my criticism, and they don't, by the way, almost no one believes that. My criticism is there are 13,000 lobbying groups in D.C. There's only like 10 or 12 bank ones, by the way. People think banks are big. We're not actually that big. Now you have private equities bigger or stuff. And yes, we absolutely should be, I don't know if Gary's here, taxing carried interest and all that. And nor should we allow much SALT deductions, even though it costs me a lot of money. But Those groups are so selfish. Cotton, corn, sugar. And when they go to D.C., they're fighting for interest groups, unions, teachers, and it's really damaging our country. So you need leadership like a Ronald Reagan type. They have to explain to the American public why you have to sacrifice, your own personal interest. And if you do, by the way, and we can grow at 3%, you'll still be far better off. So, to me, it's okay to sacrifice a little bit and to get all these groups. And all these groups, a lot of CEOs, they don't even know what their people are asking for in D.C. And their people are going to see people like Gary Cohn every day begging, for a little special thing here, a special thing here, why this should not be discontinued. The government should get rid of all that crap. The American business community doesn't need any special tax breaks at all. They should have rules of the road, good regulations, and let the world compete. And so there's a lot to do. We know what to do. It has been done before. It's just going to be hard.